Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is Carmen with Elemental Designs, and today I'm here to do a quick little share. This is actually my second take. I'm going to be doing a quick little share on my progress so far with the Lapbook. I believe that tomorrow, Wednesday's live is going to be the last live dedicated to this specific Lapbook. We're going to be moving on to a different style altogether. If you're interested in any specific style, and I see enough chatter about the same kind of theme, then I might just choose to go that. So definitely leave your thoughts and your feedback down below in the description, in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Also, the link to the Facebook group that is dedicated to all of these lap books that I'm going to be creating on Wednesdays. It should be in the description area as well. Feel free to join in. I encourage you to participate, to follow along, and to get your lap book craft on. So, without further ado, this is going to be the fourth live stream tomorrow dedicated to this. So we're going to be working on the little tab sections in the inside. We're also going to be finishing up the sides. And I'm not sure what decoration I'm going to be doing on this, if I'm going to be doing any kind of decoration on the front. Most likely I will embellish the front somehow, but I'm still trying to figure out that part of it. Basically, these Lapbook, this Lapbook series and the other projects that we're going to be creating through Lapbook Adventures and more, they're all going to be a little bit different. They're all going to be in different styles, in different ways. So for this one, this is the large full-size Lapbook, and basically it's full size because we didn't really do any cutting or trimming when it came to the manila folders. We used them as they were. All we did was basically do some corner roundings and things like that. And we changed some of the score lines and some of the sections of the score lines were at. If you're interested in seeing how this process started, make sure to check out Lapbook Adventures Episode 1, Series 1, and you'll see that process. I tried to show you guys a little bit of everything as I was doing it. Obviously, most of you guys know it's extremely difficult to record the whole entire process, especially, for the amount of segments that it's going to have, and also because at the end of the day, it's just easier sometimes to just focus and zone in and just do what you gotta do. It's not so easy to talk through the process, so on and so forth. I've shared Lapbook processes before, but I've done speed through versions. And I think that this is a little bit better, even if you have to use a little bit of the imagination to kind of fill in some of the gaps. I think that that'll just help you make it more your own. And who knows, you might even come up with your own different style. So we covered up most of the papers already. I covered up most of the papers. As you remember, I left some flaps. I left the papers in full on some of the halves, and basically I embellished them by just adding some decorative paper over them. We're going to be working on these little tabs that are here tomorrow, and if we have time, we're going to be doing some other tags that we're going to be putting in some other places, and most likely we'll be finishing up the spine as well. So this is where I went ahead and added the envelopes, and it creates an automatic kind of tuck spot right there if you don't glue it all the way down. So basically I just glued about a half an inch or so into the flip of the envelope, and now we have a little tuck spot. I am going to be embellishing these more, so there's a good chance that I will come back and do another update for this when it's completely done. So here are some of the envelopes. As you can see, they fold out quite a ways. You can totally decorate these however you want. I did a lot of die cutting, and I went through a lot of my scraps to see like what I had that would fit in. That way I can, always use those up. The point of this whole process is to use up as much of the bits and pieces as possible. Use up as much of the paper as possible, which is why we leave, certain areas open so we can add more functionality to it if we wanted to. This part right here, the top flap, I will be removing, so I won't be doing anything with that. I think it's got enough flips and folds. So I think it's coming up pretty cool. I am going to go ahead and edge these up. This is part of the other side. On the back, this is why I said I don't throw anything out. I used some of the strips that were left over from when I had to downsize the paper, and basically just rounded the corners off a little bit and just used them right along the top just to create a little bit of separation between the pockets. Again, added some little photo mats in some of the places. Again, these can be photo mats or journaling areas. It all depends on what you're trying to turn it into. You can also create pockets on top of pockets on top of pockets. There's so many different things to do. And as we move forward along in the different series, we are going to be covering a whole bunch of different elements. So if this is your thing, make sure that you subscribe and hit that bell. And let me know in the comment section down below. I always try to remind people, sometimes I do forget. I don't really receive notifications for all the new subscribers, and I know that I've been getting them. So please let me know down below if you've subscribed to my channel so that I can go and check out your channel and return the favor as well. So thank you so much for that. And that way I can also stay up in contact, up on your content as well. I appreciate those that appreciate me, and I would love to show that. And so basically, we have a little pocket here. I have to add a little bit of a decoration here. Like I said, I did go ahead and cut out a whole bunch of these like little shaped mats. And I did cut them out in both black, solid, as well as some of the papers. I did go ahead and just create some different ones. I might do more, I'm not sure. It all depends what I feel that it needs. But both of these have pockets in the back, and they're all going to get like little tag spots here. Some of these pages I might not be doing too much with them because I kind of like it open like that. Let me know what you guys think, if I should go ahead and fill the large pages up as well. If I end up doing that though, I'm gonna have to extend this series at least one more live stream dedicated to it, just to see what I end up doing with these sections here. If you're fine with moving forward, I'm fine with moving forward as well, and we can definitely start working on the next one. Also, while you're at it, give me some feedback as far as like theme, like what would you like to see, like something vintagey, something steampunk, and I can work that out. But other than that, I'm going to be moving on to something completely different. And yes, so I also did cut out some of these little flags, and basically, like I said, I save everything. So when I do die cutting, I also save the negatives, and this is basically what I end up using some of those negatives for when I'm able to. All I did was get some decorative paper and glue it on the back. It's a nice big square piece, and I just glued it on the back. But you can also use acetate. You can use so many things to back these up, and then you'll have like a see-through window. I've shared that with you guys before. It's actually a technique that I learned from Bohemian Crafting. If you haven't, Bohemian Crafter, my apologies, Eva, if you haven't checked her out, please do. This woman is full of inspiration, and I always give her a shout out when I do these things, because she, if you like journals and actual books like junk journal books and those kinds of things, she also does those. I mostly am gonna set myself into these types of books like flip books, folios, lap books, because that's what I personally like. Hopefully as I move forward, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll give it a try and do a junk journal. I have never tried that. But I actually found a whole bunch of children's books that I have that I salvaged. And I have one in particular there that I might just go ahead and feel froggy with. But I don't know if I want to turn that into a lap book. I think I want to turn it into a lap book, guys. I want to turn everything into a lap book. But anyway, so that's what I did with the negative. I added gussets here, and a gusset here, and a gusset here. And if you don't know what a gusset is, it's basically a strip of paper. You fold it in half, you taper the ends, and then you basically have like a little hinge. So you glue one part of the hinge onto the envelope, and the other part of the hinge goes glued onto the paper. And you only want to do that on 3 sides if you want to make a pocket. If you want to make it like a belly band, then you only glue on the tops and on the bottoms, and then you can have something that feeds from both sides. So that's what I did, and I did it with black cardstock. And basically there's a gusset here, a gusset here, and a gusset here, and now you're able to put something in there. This is not what goes in here. This is just so that I remember to show you that that's pocket. All right, so moving right along. I think I've shared all of these with you guys so far. So 6 folders is what this book took to make. One of 2 of the folders we split down the middle, and then the other 2, the other 4 we left it whole, and then we just basically glued it like that. So again, if you want to check that out, make sure that you do go ahead and see that. I'm going to be rounding off some of these corners. To fill up some of these spaces, all I'm going to really be using is like the little bits of scraps that I have left over, and I will Frankenstein it all together, or collage it, whichever word you like to use. Basically, you guys get the drift. This is right here also another tuck spot that we're going to be doing something with. And then this is the back cover for the inside flap of this, and I added one of the folders here, okay, and this is why we have that tuck spot there. But I added one of the envelopes, not folders, one of the accordion envelopes here, and I love doing this. I love this, and I think it adds so much more functionality to the book, and it just gives you so many more places. And you can make this accordion envelope as big as you like, and so this is something that you're totally going to see repeated in my lap books, because it's just something that I love to add. And so far, that's what I've done with this. Now I did go ahead and cover up my stitched areas on both sides, and all I have left to do with this tomorrow is add the trim that I selected for the spine to cover that up, because even though you could leave it like that, I think it looks pretty good. I also wanted to just kind of spruce it up a little bit. And as always, you guys, just a quick reminder, these books that I do make, all of these lap books that I make are available for sale. Whatever I don't sell as I make, I usually add to like an auction box to be auctioned off later on. But if you're like in love with it and you're like, oh my god, I need this, then make an offer now. And who knows, I might just take you up on your offer. And yes, you guys, again, all the information is going to be in the description area down below. We do still have a little bit to go and to do. So tomorrow when you guys see me working on this live, most likely it'll be just about done or almost done. Also, before I forget, I made these little envelopes that I'm going to be incorporating in here as well. I only made 2. Maybe I'll make more. I'm not sure. Whoever ends up purchasing this book will also get any scraps that I feel are still usable to a certain degree along with them. That's usually what I do whenever I sell the lap books. I keep everything together, and regardless of what it is that I end up using it, you know, be stickers, whatever's left over that I end up incorporating in here, I usually also include it, so that if you wanted to add more or you wanted to just play with it a little bit more, you can, because that's basically what these things are for, and this is why I like to leave them also a little bit open. Oops, my mic fell. Sorry guys, my mic fell. Hopefully it didn't make too much of a big noise. So I'm gonna be I cut out a whole bunch of these and solids and a whole bunch of these little squares that I'm like turning into like little photo mats, but these are gonna be clipping on. So basically they'll clip in like so on the deeper pockets. That's a little short, but I'm gonna basically be using them so that you can kind of you know, get them out like so, and at the same time it also adds a little bit of an embellishment. And then the back, you can add a photo and then just clip the photo there, or you can clip the photo outward. Once this is in, then you can just basically clip the photo outward. And all I did basically is super simple. Once I got my mat out, all I did was add a little page flag, and I just glued it right here. You can embellish this as much as you want, but depending on how wide or how heavy your pockets are, you might not want to over embellish it, just because you're gonna add too much bulk. Sorry about the traffic. Just because you're going to add too much bulk, and then once you start closing it all up, is you're going to be like, oh my god, I went crazy. So try to leave it as flat as possible, but make it as pretty as you like. And where you have spaces, then you could totally go ham and embellish. So like where you have the deep spine, then you can totally add dimensional things to these 2 sections here, because you know you have that nice space there, and it won't, you know, it won't interfere with the functionality of the book. So I have a few of these, and I'm going to be making a few more just out of some of the scraps. This is like one of the larger ones. So we'll see how kind of like how it goes. This one's not actually all the way glued, but you guys kind of get the idea. So basically this just has double-sided tape, just kind of added in there. I'm gonna get a bigger tag for this one. This is too small for that. Basically you guys get the drift. You just kind of glue it on there, and then you have like a little paper clip made out of paper that you can also use for a photo mat. So have fun, you guys. I cannot wait to see what you guys have done. Also, just an FYI, little tidbit before I go. When you do cut out your shapes, and you have some of those negatives, where did I use it? I used it around here somewhere. Where did I use it? You guys saw what I did with it, right? Right here. So you see you have these. If you don't want to use them for pockets, or you have way too many, you can always use them for corners. All you have to do is clip the corners. And if you have like an embossing folder or something like that, then you can run these through the embossing folder and have some nice texturized corners. That's something that we're going to be touching base on, and we're going to be doing a little bit more of for the next one. So definitely tune into that if you want to see the different ways that I create little photo corners using some of the scraps, and just the different things that we can do. Again, this is totally eclectic. We're going to be all over the place with these things. I'm not very good at giving out measurements for the most part, so please make sure that you have your notes handy. This one is rather simple, because at the end of the day it is a full size. We're using the full size of the books. I didn't really cut off anything, so the measurements shouldn't be too difficult. I will try to do better at making measurements for the books that are going to be smaller or in different sizes, where you do have to kind of like taper here, taper there. But yes, you guys, I cannot wait for tomorrow to do the last final steps on this that I'm going to be sharing with you guys live. And then the following Wednesday, you guys, we're going to be starting a whole new project. So super excited. I'm trying to figure out if I should use one of my old digital collections, one of my original digital collections, or if I should go ahead and kill another paper pad. So also, if you guys saw this all the way to the end, let me know. And you know what, as a quick little disclaimer, not so much for this one, I don't think, but most likely starting the beginning of next year, or during next year, when it comes to this series in particular, I am going to start to do some giveaways for some of the books. So some of them will not be available for sale unless you claim it quick, or you claim it first before I actually announce it for you know, like surprise giveaways, you guys. And those are going to be real quick, just to give you a quick little feedback on that. What's going to happen with those is that I'm going to be picking randomly and sporadically, out of nowhere and out of the blue, I'm going to be picking people from a specific live stream video, and I'm going to go based off two things. I'm either going to go from the chat and what happens in the chat, or I'm going to go from the commentary and what happens in the commentary, or a little bit of both. And you know, if you're part of both the live and then you also come back and comment on the video as well, then those people are going to get double entry. And again, I don't know when I'm going to be doing these. These are going to be sporadic, and I'm going to be doing them throughout the whole entire year of 2020. And yes, you guys, I'm super excited. I'm working on my next digital collection, which is going to be a little bit more towards like how I was doing them at the beginning, and a little bit more of my style. I'm also working on a whole bunch of other stuff, you guys. I'll let you guys know on a later video about all of these awesome things that are going to be happening for 2020. So I'll let you guys go. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you all on the next one. And don't forget, tune in tomorrow, Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Lapbook Adventures and more. Bye.